Have you ever imagined waking up to find a survival guide delivered straight to your home? Not just tips for camping, but real instructions for what to do in case of war, cyber attacks, or even nuclear accidents. This is exactly what France is planning, and it is not just about guides. The government is also quietly preparing its hospitals for the possibility of mass casualties in a future conflict. Let's dive into what's happening, why it matters, and what it could mean for Europe and the world. Section 1. The Survival Manual. By the summer of 2025, the French government says it will send a 20 to 30-page survival manual to every household in the country. Inside are three main themes. Protect yourself and your surroundings. Citizens are advised to prepare a survival kit with bottled water, canned food, flashlights, batteries, and basic medicine like painkillers and bandages. Know what to do in case of an alert. The manual will explain emergency numbers, official radio frequencies, and instructions like sealing windows and doors in case of a nuclear or chemical risk. Get involved. People are encouraged to sign up for reserve units, volunteer with local firefighters, or take part in community defense programs. France insists this isn't about creating panic. Instead, the goal is to build what officials call a culture of resilience, something countries like Sweden and Finland have already normalized. Section 2. Hospitals on alert. But what's happening behind the scenes may be even more striking. In July 2025, France's Ministry of Health sent a confidential letter to regional health authorities. The message: be ready for a major military engagement by March 2026. Hospitals were told to prepare for scenarios where 10,000 to 50,000 soldiers could be wounded, arriving over a period of just a few weeks or months. To handle this, France is setting up medical entry points near airports, ports, and major train stations. These would act as triage hubs before patients are sent to civilian hospitals, training doctors and nurses in war medicine and mass casualty care, stockpiling essential supplies, plasma, surgical equipment, and even mobile operating theatres. Officials say the lesson of COVID-19 is clear. Waiting until a crisis arrives is too late. Section 3. Why now? So why is France doing this? The answer lies in the geopolitical landscape. Russia's ongoing war in Ukraine has raised fears of a wider conflict spilling into NATO territory. Analysts warn Moscow could rebuild its strength and threaten Europe again by the late 2020s. At the same time, tensions in Asia, particularly over Taiwan, add to the sense that the world is entering a more dangerous decade. French leaders avoid saying war is imminent, but the preparations suggest they want to be ready in case Europe faces its biggest security challenge in generations. Section 4. The bigger picture. France is not acting alone. Across the European Union, governments are encouraging citizens to prepare emergency kits that last at least 72 hours. Water, food, medicine, and light sources. There are even discussions about a European Day of Preparedness and adding crisis readiness to school curriculums. Meanwhile, Sweden has already delivered its own survival brochures, bluntly titled, "If Crisis or War Comes." Finland has similar programs in place. In other words, civil defense, something that seemed outdated after the Cold War, is making a comeback in Europe. Conclusion. So here's the big question. Is this smart foresight or unnecessary alarm? On one hand, these measures could save lives if disaster strikes. On the other, they raise uncomfortable questions about just how serious governments believe the risks are. But one message is clear. In times of uncertainty, preparedness is power. What do you think? Would you welcome a survival guide in your mailbox? Or would it make you more anxious about the future? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into global events.